Hello friends and welcome. I have a goofy little card project for you today. We are going to make a little light up space scene with galactic goo. I had never tried this before. I wasn't sure if it would work and it turned out so well. Plus we'll create a little hatch on the inside for our halo lights to make sure we can replace that battery if it ever runs down. I absolutely adore this card and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm using new products from Trinity Stamps. They showed these off at Creativation in the shared booth they had with Pear Blossom. So we have the tiny astronaut and then UFO Hello, and that center piece is designed to work with that halo light. It has an alien you can stick in there, so many options. This is the Starfield Letterpress plate. That's new for Trinity, and you can put it through your Letterpress, but we're gonna hot foil it. And then wishing you an astronomical birthday. It's from the Astronomical Gnomes. Mary Gunfun just used this in Craft Roulette on Friday. So I'm delighted to give you more inspiration there. And of course, the star of the show, the halo lights. So I'm gonna start with hot foiling, and I've had this heating up on my machine and push the button and follow the directions like you do. I have some silver foil, and then I have black glitter cardstock. Did you know you could foil on glitter cardstock? It came out perfectly. Letterpress plates and better press plates, I think hot foil better than like old school standard hot foil plates. So even if you don't have a better press, these are a really great option. And then I'm just using a black marker and going around the outside edge. We're using a black card base, black glitter cardstock. I don't want white showing around the edges. Next, I'm assembling my UFO, and the piece that cuts out all of those layering trapezoids, are those trapezoids? Cuts out in a single piece. And so I thought I would use a little piece of vellum to help get everything lined up because I'm a little type A. So I'm going to start that way. And then if that's not for you, if that's a little too type A, I'll show you the rest of it without that. But I'm just putting wet glue on the back. I'm being careful not to get too close to the edge. I don't want to glue the vellum to my little circle here. But I just wiggle them into place, and then when I'm done, I can lift that vellum off. I needed it to be a little see-through, so I got it centered. But this is how I think I will do it in the future. I'm just looking for one sort of trapezoid at the bottom and then going directly across from it, and I'm using the grid on my mat just to help me get things lined up. And then I'm filling in the pieces in between, and that was easy enough. Is it perfect? No. But then again, it's from outer space, and I think that their math is probably more advanced than ours, and there's probably a reason that it doesn't look right to, you know, all of us earthlings. I don't know. I'm stretching, friends, but I will get there. So here it is, and I've just used like a metallic foil cardstock, and because of that, I didn't want to try to glue these little accent pieces on there with wet glue. It doesn't like to grab really quickly onto shiny things. And so I put some rip and stick sheet, it's just a double-sided adhesive on the back, and that die cuts them all out at the same time. I cut it one more time out of some matte silver cardstock, and I popped those into the middles. Those I did use just regular wet glue because the card circle, the base of it, is just regular cardstock. So there we go, it's nice and shiny. Next, we're gonna work on our tiny astronaut, and you can see on the grid on my mat, he's about 2 inches tall. I love him so much. And can I say, there's a die set from Trinity called, I think it's Tiny Teacups. He perfectly holds a little mug like he's in search of coffee out in the galaxy. It's coming up. I've got to make that card. It's been on my to-do list for a while. I like to use my pickup stick. It's got a little wax tip on one end and wet glue, and that way I can sort of wiggle things around. There are a fair number of small pieces, but I think it's pretty obvious where most of them go. And for the ones where it's maybe less obvious, if you skipped them, no one would notice, okay? So there's his little backpack. That's the piece I just put on. And then there are 2 little pieces that go kind of where the ears are. The first one's already on there, but the second one, if you skipped it, I don't think anybody would notice. Then he gets this little like controller panel for his belt. And I'm layering this up my own kind of way. There are some itty bitty, teeny tiny pieces that you can put on there as the buttons. And quite frankly, I lost one. So we're gonna use a pen for that part. But I did put 2 of them on there. I like that I've got some dimension, some texture. The goal is to make it so you push on that control panel to light up the card. So here I just have my little micron pen, any black pen. Another time I've done this, I've used a black Sharpie acrylic marker. Here we go. And this actually puts a little bit of paint on there. And so if you want them perfectly round, you can do that. And while it's wet, you can actually move that paint around with the pokey end of your pickup stick just to smooth it out and get that circle exactly the way that you want it. So there's a little like shine mark that you can put on his little mask, his helmet there, that I think just adds a ton of drama and detail and interest. And y'all, there's a stamp set with a bunch of tiny astronauts. It's called Another Orbit, and they are darling. I will probably do a video this week with that set on my channel just because they're so stinking cute. I have a bunch of light up cards. I have a bunch of like space themed cards coming up because I went down a rabbit hole. I wanted to find all the different ways I could use these because they're so cute. And one of them is galactic goo. This is some hair gel. I bought the cheapest clear hair gel I could find. Y'all, this is enormous. I had no idea it was going to be that big. I put it in my grocery order for pickup. And kind of on top of that, it stinks. So don't buy that one. I'm using some Lindy's Magicals, but there's lots of companies that make them. I'm going to grab some from Nuvo in a hot minute. I just want to add some color, but I didn't want to thin it out with ink. You probably could do like a drop or two over inker, but be careful. You don't want it really wet. Then there's new Shaker Pops, these little like bead things from Trinity. I thought I was going to use a bunch of colors, but then it felt like a lot. So I just used the blue ones. And this is the My Stars Confetti. They're super flat, super thin, and I am going to just stir those in. I'm working on a media mat. It's like my waffle flower media mat, but there's actually some acetate on there too because I didn't want it to stain my mat. I wasn't sure how that would work. So I'm going to add my goo to this shaker pouch. That's what they're called. They're new-ish from Pear Blossom. There's also a shaker dome that's very rounded on the top, but this one is pretty flat, okay? And I'm scooping it in and I'm trying to avoid the edges because there is adhesive already on here and I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting anything wet into that adhesive. And actually this holds less than I thought, which is great. But I'm just gonna fill it as best I can. If I was doing this again, I might fill it even a little bit more than I do because if this card sits upright, like any liquid or gel, eventually it will all kind of fall to the bottom. So there is some like gapping in there of space, but I still think it's really cute. And actually, maybe that's a good thing. You'll have to let me know. It's easier to see acetate over black. So I was working on the right, but when I pull it over to the white section, I just thought it wasn't quite as vibrant as I wanted. And I thought, let's bring in another color. So this one is from Nuvo. And again, I'm putting very little in here. This, whatever sort of pigment powder you use, it does not take much. Watch this. It's going to get really dark purple. For a day or two, you could see the swirls of color in there. So if you're going to hand this off right away, you can do some really cool stuff. But over time, all that color mixes together. So sort of in the end, it's going to be whatever two colors you put in there or three or four combined. I will say I wasn't sure how well this adhesive would hold up. So I pulled off that backing paper and then I'm bringing in some heavyweight acetate. Mine is shrink plastic and I'll link it, but you could use like a recycled to-go container or something like that. I wanted it heavy duty, so it wasn't gonna be flimsy. I want that adhesive to stick really well, and it has. I left it for a couple days to make sure, then I made the card, but I flew with this to go to Creativation. It got shipped back to me and it has been great. I had way too much goo, and so did you know they make tiny little solo cups? These are a thing that I use all the time in my craft room. They wash pretty well, but I just set that aside and covered it with some plastic, and I was able to use the rest of it on another project. It made my craft room smell the whole time because I bought really cheap hair gel. I trimmed off the excess of the acetate just to make sure it would hide totally behind my card panel. And then I cut a circle a little bigger than that. So the circle's maybe 2.5 inches, 3 inches. You could go bigger. It just needed to be enough that when you see through it, there's some kind of color. And I'm using pink and purple and teal. I wanted some variation of color. So where I have that sort of gapping, where where there's empty space, right? As the gel drops, you still get color behind it. I'm lining everything up and trying to make sure I get this circle that's in that UFO die set in the middle, and so that my spaceship is going to fit totally on my card and it's centered. Okay, so taking my time, using a little tape, and then I'll run that through my die cut machine. I'm laying this on top of a black card base, and then I'll draw a circle to keep track of where that center point is for my UFO. This is a halo light. They come in a pack with 2 halo lights and 4 one lights. These one lights are a slightly different shape than the original, and I love them. So I'm just gonna pop my battery in there and push the button, and I've got 5 very bright LED lights to light up my goo. I like to install mine upside down. I'm just checking my placement, making sure it's where I want it to be. But I want to create that hatch on the inside of my card for the battery before I do anything else. So I'm holding it in place and tracing around the battery and button. And I just put a little dot where the button goes. Yes, the button's upside down. It's going to work perfectly fine, even that direction. I'm gluing on my colored circle now, but I actually would recommend waiting, and you'll see why in just a minute. I'm trying to make sure I get it, as centered as I can, but also I wanted a little bit of that pink at the top because I think that's where it will be most visible. I am going to cut along this one side, and then I will cut straight in and then down the other side where I traced. Okay, so it's pretty easy to create a little hatch. I'm going to use my ruler and a scoring tool, and I am just going to trace along that. If you don't have a scoring tool, use like an old Bic pen or something that doesn't work anymore. That little ball will roll beautifully. It'll help you score and get a straight line. I might have scored further in if that circle wasn't already glued down. Okay, so that's why I might wait. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip over my star panel, and I'm adding some double-sided tape all the way around the outside. I like score tape if I'm going to glue onto plastic. And I don't tear little pieces because I find that really tedious. I just let it fold on top of itself. It will be fine, okay? Then I can sort of use my pokey tool and rip off that backing paper all in one go, and I'm not sitting there messing with like 10 different little pieces of double-sided tape. So I'm pressing that firmly into my double-sided tape, and I just love how well Pear Blossom and Trinity worked together on this space release because everything fits so perfectly. It makes card making really fun. I've added some double-sided tape just behind the battery, and I'm removing that release paper, and then I'll line it up on my card really exactly where I had it before, and I know because I've got lines drawn and pieces cut. Then I'm lining up the corners of my card base and my front panel, and I will just press it right onto the light. And now the light is taped to the front panel. That's what I wanted. I have some black foam tape. Y'all, I love Pear Blossom Press's World's Best Foam Tape, but it doesn't come in black. So I doubled up some regular foam tape. You do need to double it here or it's not going to be thick enough. And I am putting it everywhere that I won't have lights or a battery pack. Then I'll stick it in the corner of my Misty, and I'm going to add a little bit of wet glue. Pear Blossom's foam tape is removable and repositionable for 30 minutes, but this is not. This stuff will be stuck forever. So I added glue to give me some wiggle room, and I'm going to line this also in the corner of that Misty to try to make sure I get my placement just right. You can see how nervous I am. Y'all, I should have just used the Pear Blossom foam tape and then used a black marker around the outside edges to make it black, but I didn't think about it at the time. So here it is. You can see my button is working. I'm going to have to find it again, but it's definitely in there. I'm going to add my little circle around the outside. I'm playing with how to make that spin, obviously on the next card, but wouldn't that be cool if we could get it to light up and spin? I'm going to add a sentiment to the bottom of this. So here's our astronomical gnomes wishing you an astronomical birthday. I love that there's a happy belated birthday because that's probably me. I have added some anti-static powder, and I'm going to stamp this once with some Versamark ink. It's just a clear sticky ink, and I'm going to add some white embossing powder. I like to tap this off very gently and then add some more and tap it off again. I have my heat tool really hot because mine is super fine embossing powder, and if I overheat it or I leave it on there too long, it will just seep into the paper and kind of disappear. I cut it out with the coordinating dies, and I cut a second one from some teal to help it really stand out on that background. And I've added the same foam tape that I used earlier, but this time just a single layer. And I will add that onto the bottom of my card. Then a little bit of foam tape on part of the astronaut. Part of him is on that plastic dome. It's not a dome, it's like flat on top. You know what I mean, right? So double-sided tape on the part on the plastic, and then foam where it's not, just to even him out. I'm finishing this off with some My Stars holographic stars. They're super flat, but I wanted just a little texture, some extra shine on that plastic. There's a few stars like on the top of there, and that finishes up our card. He lights up. We can replace the battery. I've known for a while that you can color hair gel to do this, but I had never tried it. It was so much easier than I thought. My friends, I hope this is inspiring for you. I hope you give this a try. Let me know if you do. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.